Hello, I'm old Mr. Kent. I'm 82 years old and headed out on my E-Trike ride. Excuse me, it's Saturday morning, and I got to thinking, oh yeah, I see you. I got to thinking, the son that I'm living with, his name is Bruce. And because I'm living with him, well, then I have all kinds of opportunity to make videos about him. But this morning I decided I got to tell you about my other son, because because I don't live with him, he's not out of sight, out of mind. But I don't have as many opportunities to share things. So that's what this morning's video is about. He's as a matter of fact, he's 60 this year, I believe, unless I'm miscalculating, but I think he turned 60 this year. And very successful accountant. But let's go back to the very beginning of things. Many years ago, when I had my Harley, but I was also I'd get on the giant nickel and find some motorcycle that was old, and they were selling it cheap. And I would go check it out, and then I'd usually talk them down and buy it for a couple $100 and then take it home. Excuse me, we got a lot of dust in the air here in Arizona, but in this area. Anyway, I'd take it home, do everything I needed to do to clean it up and make it sellable again. And sometimes it was a lot of work, sometimes it wasn't too bad. So I did that quite often, and I made a profit. And so I'm coming up to a cross street here. I don't want to get run over. I guess I'm good. And so I did that, and then I had this one motorcycle that I had fixed up, and now this son is named Mark, okay, and he's from my first marriage, and so he came over one day. And I hadn't sold that, and that motorcycle that he looked at, and he thought he'd like to buy that. So I just sold it to him for $100. Well, it wasn't the best deal. I guess it broke down going to work one day. He was still in school, but anyway, but he got into riding motorcycles. And by the way, he gave me a tour of where he worked at a movie theater. He did the projection. He set up the projection stuff. I guess he helped out, or I don't know what he did, but anyway. So he gave me a tour, and I was amazed to see how they took the films, they spliced them all together and put them on this great big table, and then it would run through the projector and stuff like that. So that was an education. I just found a picture of something like that so I could show you what that's what he did. So anyway, he graduated, went to college, and got into accounting, and started working as an accountant. Now, he decided that he was going to race motorcycles, so he got him a racing motorcycle and all the gear. They have a back brace that they wear and everything. And he got into that for quite a while, and I can't find a picture, but it's somewhere. I've got a picture that he sent of because you crash quite often, and his head was touching the ground, and his feet were curled up above him. It was like a still shot of him tumbling down the raceway. So anyway, so he got into that. And he did that for quite a while, and besides working as an accountant. Also, another sad part is he has lost 2 wives to cancer. He's now happily married again, and looking pretty healthy. Everybody is. So, but anyway, so he got into accounting. Decided he didn't want to race anymore, but when he was after he got his own motorcycle, that was the time when I had my Road King and my Super Glide. I had two Harleys, and so he'd come over and we'd go for rides together. And so then when he got older, good morning. When he got older, well then he wanted a Harley, and he found this beat up old wrecked Harley. I don't know if I think I got a picture of it somewhere. See if I can find it. And he rebuilt it. As it turns out, I had a 1980 Harley when he was younger, and so this was a 1981 Harley. And I mean, he took it. He just fixed everything, put it back together, and then that was his Harley. And so he rode that, for fun and stuff. And then as time went by, good morning to you guys too. Yeah, as time went by, let's see, I can't remember now. Anyway, he's gotten several motorcycles since then, but the dogs distracted me. Doesn't take much. Let's see, I've got a corner here. And so then when I was getting ready to sell my Cessna 170, if you've been following my channel, you know I had a Cessna 170, and it was getting too expensive for me because I was about ready to retire, and so he said, "Well, I'll buy that," so we set up a deal. The down payment was that Harley that he had put together, which was just like the one I had when he was a kid, and painted about the same color and everything. So that was a blessing. So anyway, so then he got the Cessna 170, and then, well, I got to stop here and start telling you. He also, he's genius. Yeah, good morning. It's good to see you again. Tomorrow. See you tomorrow. And so, where was I? These dogs. Anyway, so the deal was the down payment was that Harley, and then he got my 170 and made some payments as the time went by. But eventually, he decided that he wanted a faster airplane, and so he traded a guy who had a Mooney, and I'll find a picture on the internet of what a Mooney looks like. And so he got him a nice Mooney. In the meantime, he was involved with he liked programming and electronics. In fact, he was a much better programmer than I ever was. He got into programming a long time before this part. So, as it turns out then, he was getting really good at programming and all that kind of stuff. And he's been sending me pictures, and they're in the email, and as time goes by, the email gets deleted, so I couldn't find some of them. But lately, see, he started programming microprocessors quite a while back, and I got a picture of the one that he gave me. What it is it gives you the time. It hooks up to any Wi-Fi it can find, I guess. Anyway, so and it runs off of a USB cable that you plug in for power. Anyway, so it gets the perfect whatever exact time, and then it's designed so that I can pull a micro SD card out of it, and then program it so it'll pick up information of 5 different airports, and so if you take a look at that little video I showed, it was picking up, well, it picks up the local airport here, and then it goes to all the airports of my kids, Pasco, Rapid City, and Hillsboro, which is down where he lives. And so it shows you the weather conditions. And so that's for pilots so that they can, just for fun, have a clock that tells them what the weather conditions are if they wanted to fly there. I guess that's the purpose. I think it was just for fun. So he's still perfecting that. And not only that, he has learned to do programming that goes well beyond what the average guy would with those microprocessors. And he sent me a picture the other day of his latest project. He designed the circuit board and had it printed off. And then those two wires, he says, that was a mistake. He forgot to put those two lines on the circuit board. And so he had to make it work, he had to put a couple extra wires on it. So he'll have that fixed. Anyway, and so all those little solder joints and everything, I thought, how do you do that? Well, he's got systems figured out how he does that. But he designed the circuit board, designed the circuit, designed everything, and then gets it printed off and puts it together. That little microprocessor with 1,000 connections on it, he buys that, but then he solders it in. So anyway, I haven't said much about my older son because, like, he's not handy and he's not close by, but just a super smart guy that I'm very proud of, and a super nice guy. And he's got a really nice wife now. She's a sweetheart. And they just took they just took a trip this summer. They went to, I think it was Spain. And so I'm waiting to get pictures of that, but I don't know if I ever get them or not because he's so busy. And of course, being in Texas, he's got his own business now. I don't know if I said that. And he mentioned one time that out of all he's in Beaverton, Oregon, and he mentioned one time that his business was in the 10 top accounting businesses in Oregon. So doing quite well. And like I was going to say, between January and April, he is so busy that he doesn't have much time to do anything except tax work. So anyway, boy, I don't know. There was something else I might have going to say, but that's my older son, and I don't very often say much about him. He's he's just a brilliant guy. Gets involved in a lot of things. Still, and by the way, the down payment for the Cessna 170 that he gave me, the Harley, well, he's got it back now. Because when I decided to get out of riding Harleys, I just gave it back to him. So that's the one that he rebuilt, and it was just like the one I had when he was a kid. So anyway, that's my older son. His name is Mark, and married to a nice lady named Beth, just like my wife. And so that's my story. Let's say I don't have a whole lot of time left, so I'll just leave it like this. I'll just stop right here and look out over the construction that's going on. And I want to thank you for watching my video, and God bless.